Next up are Tony and Jamie Smith from Merseyside. The couple travelled the world whilst serving in the Royal Navy, but now they've brought a touch of the exotic back home.
Tony was an entrepreneur when I first met him.
I come up with ideas and I think, you know what, I think this is the best one yet.
Yeah.
I really do. Just be confident what you're saying, but they'll rip us up if they know we're not confident.
Okay.
And if you're not, leave it to me and I'll take over or something, right? Hello Dragons, my name's Tony Smith and this is my wife Jay and we're the directors of City TucTucs in Liverpool. We're here today to ask you for £65,000 of your money for 20% equity in our company.
The story behind our City TucTucs actually came from a family holiday in Beijing. We was out one evening going for a meal. It was during his tuk-tuk ride into town that my son turned around and said, "Dad, wouldn't these be great in Liverpool?" And our story began.
City TucTucs is a fun, stylish, exciting, personal way of seeing the city in a 100% electric tuk with music, lights and champagne. We've even got a karaoke tuk-tuk, which is absolutely amazing. We started on the Albert Dock in Liverpool, which last year saw over 5 million visitors. We operate tours of the city by the daytime, and in the evening we operate shuttle services around the city. We'd like to thank you for your time, and if you've got any questions, we'd be delighted to answer them. Who's up for a tuk-tuk ride?
I've got
Would you like to go?
Yeah. This is how I want to take my kids to school in the morning. This is so cool.
Right, let me help you in. Ladies
Come on,
first.
kids. All aboard.
City tours with a difference are the offering from Tony and Jamie Smith.
I can't wait to see you in this meeting.
I love these.
His head actually only.
The couple are seeking £65,000 in return for a 20% share in their company.
Oh, watch your nut.
Did you just say watch your nut?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Are we ready?
I'm a bit pensive.
And it reverses too.
The Dragons may have enjoyed their tuk-tuk time, but there's no danger of any of them being taken for a ride.
There you are, then.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you very
You're
much.
all right there.
Tony, Jay, a bit of fun getting in that. Let's see if it's a business.
Yeah.
What's your turnover?
Sorry?
What's your revenue?
sales. Your sales.
Takings.
Well, the amount of takings in April was £3,500.
No, what's your turnover in the last year?
Well, we've only been trading for 5 months.
What's your turnover in the last 5 months? It's very worrying that you can't even tell me what the revenue is of the company in the last 5 months. Is there a reason why?
We've made in the region of about £8,000.
No, what's your turnover? You don't really have a clue, do you?
No. I'm more operational than...
You don't own the company?
Than financial. I do own the company.
Do you understand that there are some basic things that when you start a business that you have to at least understand?
Most definitely, yeah.
So you've demonstrated to me that you don't really know the financial side of this business at all.
What I'd like to do, if you don't mind, there's a third director to the company, and she's our general manager. I'd really like to ask Linda to come into the den, if you wouldn't mind.
Entrepreneurs are permitted to have an advocate on standby. This advocate must be someone who is directly involved in the business. But with Peter Jones already on the warpath, the pressure is on the den's newest arrival to deliver.
Hello, Dragons. My name's Linda Collins, and I'm the General Manager and also a Director of City TucTucs.
hopefully you're going to get Tony out of the little hole he's in at the moment.
Hopefully.
So, Linda, I was talking about the financial side of the business. So what would the cost of running one of these per annum be?
It would be, with the salary in, £180,000. No, that's not right, sorry. Yes, that's right, yeah. For salaries, rent...
so to get one of these on the road is £180,000. You've turned a tuk-tuk into a Rolls-Royce overnight.
Sorry, that's for 5 tuk-tuks. Sorry, my figures are based on 5 tuk-tuks. I do apologise.
So, Linda, what's the cost of running one tuk-tuk?
£36,000.
OK. And how much do you charge for each tour?
£15 per person, and it seats 6 people. So maximum £90 per tour.
And what's been typical so far?
Usually an average of 4 persons per tour.
So you're taking £60 for each tour?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. Each tuk-tuk would produce 40 grand a year.
OK, 40k a year?
Mm-hmm. Or the potential to.
Can I ask, in terms of occupancy, when you were working the numbers out with Peter, you were assuming these were actually working all of the time?
No, I've worked my assumptions on 2 passengers on 6 tours a day.
Sorry, I'm getting confused here. So you went through a really detailed conversation with Peter over the numbers, and none of it relates to what you've just said, which is 2 people.
But that will happen in the busier times, in the summer periods when the weather's good. That will happen in the winter periods.
Yeah, but it won't happen all of the time.
No, of course, no, but it'll average out over the year. So our 2 7 times a day over the whole year.
No, you haven't said that. You told Peter it was 4 people.
Did you agree with him?
Well, actually, worse than that. You actually, because I discounted that, thinking, no way, Jose, is that going to happen? So I made my own assumption, which is what I would do in a business plan, and say, look, on a fair day, you'll get £300 per tuk-tuk.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't agree with me if it's not right.
I'm just thinking about the figures. No.
Linda's figures are causing confusion in the den. But Tuka Suleiman is putting the business model to one side and placing himself in the shoes of a typical tourist.
Here I am. I arrive in Liverpool, and how do I find you?
A lot of the tourists in Liverpool adopt the Albert Dock. It had over 5 million tourists there last year. We've also big on Twitter and Facebook,
right?
Which is a massive thing.
How many followers have you got?
On Facebook, we've got over 890 followers, and on Twitter,
800,000?
890 followers on...
890 followers?
On Facebook, yeah. And on Twitter, we've got over 1,000 followers.
Well, that's not much, is it?
Their impact on social media has failed to impress. But Nick Jenkins is more concerned with that unique British obsession.
Can I ask you a few questions about the weather?
Yes.
Does it rain in Liverpool?
Only on a day with a Y in it. But the tuk-tuks have a canopy, which is similar to the one on the roof.
Okay.
And we have the versatility that the thing slides onto the tuk-tuk.
Onto here.
As ably.
And down there.
It's a little bit... The only problem is it's a little bit like looking at the world through a screwed-up plastic bag. What I've realised is essentially this isn't really very different from a taxi business in terms of its economics.
That's right.
One difference is that you've got a stream of business, a footfall that comes from being in the Albert Dock. How secure is that?
They're very, very happy to have us there.
Oh, no, that's... How secure is that? What's your agreement with the Albert Dock?
It's under negotiation.
At this moment.
At this moment.
OK, but have they talked about any term?
Not yet.
If you came in here and you said, we have got a licence to operate these things for the next 10 years from the Albert Dock at a fixed rent, then I can understand where your business is coming from. Without that, this is effectively a taxi business that is unable to pick up people from the street. So for that reason, I'm out.
Disaster for Tony, Jamie and Linda, as Nick Jenkins reveals their lack of a firm deal with the Albert Dock. Deborah Meaden has heard enough.
Nick's just uncovered the biggest flaw in your business plan as far as I'm concerned. You uncovered that, and that moment I thought, this is uninvestable.
Before you say you're out, Deborah, there's a lot more than operating from the Albert Dock. We could be the sole distributor for the UK. We could tap into the corporate market.
You're not going to change my mind because the business you're presenting here today, tomorrow could just stop. So I'm afraid I won't be investing. I'm out.
A key flaw in Tony, Jamie and Linda's business plan has accounted for 2 of the dragons. Are Peter Jones or Sarah Willingham in a more forgiving frame of mind?
Guys, I think this is going to be so seasonal. If you're lucky, May, but June, July and August will be great for you over the summer holidays, and you just need to milk it.
Yeah.
And I think as a result, that'll be a nice business for you guys and for your family. But I'm afraid as an investment opportunity, it's way out. No, it's not for me, so I'm afraid I'm out.
I really am concerned. I think you've got this business model completely wrong, and I'm not surprised because I don't think you know how to run a business properly. I mean, let's be honest, if you're out and about and you're out at night, you're likely to go and book that cab. You're not going to go and get into a tuk-tuk. I mean, at night, the speed that it goes, it's about as useful as a handbrake on a canoe. I can't invest in this, I'm out.
Handbrake or no handbrake, the TucTuc tour trio are heading downhill fast. Has Tuka Suleiman spotted an opportunity that his fellow dragons have missed?
Guys, while all this was going on, you know, I went on a little dream. And I'm thinking, could this be the next Uber? We could own 1,000 of these and rent them out to drivers. They're all being licensed taxis. What a great business.
Wonderful business.
Then all of a sudden, I woke up. This is a business that's in Liverpool, that's very localized, that is a niche little business. It just doesn't make sense, for me anyway. And for that reason, I'm out.
So it's taxi, or at least tuk-tuk, for Tony, Jamie and Linda. Financial confusion, lack of a sound business model, and an absence of a firm deal with the Albert Dock having turned their visit to the Den into anything but a pleasure trip.